welcome back. Here's Bastion Assassin. I'm live streaming Assassin's Creed 3. This may be my favorite game in the series. It's kind of a toss-up between this and Unity. I'm the weird guy, the one that likes the ones that no one else seems to like. But I know that there are definitely other AC3 fans out there. I see you in YouTube comments. Not on my channel, because no one watches my channel. But, you know, on other channels. I've seen your comments. I know you like AC3. Some of you, you know, there's a few of us. There's also a few people out there that like Unity. Anyway, this is probably my favorite in the series. I know it's got its issues. I know even its narrative has its issues. I love the setting. I love Connor. I love the combat system. I love the potential that it was. I wish they'd refined a few things. Same thing with Unity. I wish they'd refined a few things a few steps further. But other than that, I love these games. The music! Lauren Balfe doing his amazing work. The same guy who did the Assassin's Creed theme from Assassin's Creed Revelations. Did the entire soundtrack for Assassin's Creed 3. So I'm just taking a moment to enjoy that, talking over it so that you won't enjoy it as much, but also so that Twitch won't mute my playthrough. Anyway, let's get started then with the game, I guess.
Used to be when people talked about the end of the world, we locked them up, or laughed them off. Sometimes both. But we never took them seriously. Maybe we should have. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Better to start at the beginning, with the abduction of Desmond Miles, my son. This boy had no ambition, no direction, no plans for the future. What he did have was a heritage, one he chose to deny. It nearly cost him his life. He was captured and imprisoned. Those who took him believed he could help them find something. The apple. One of several artifacts we call Pieces of Eden. Bits of ancient technology scattered across the globe. Some hidden, some found, all of them dangerous. Most are held by a single group, the same group that now had Desmond. You know them as Abstergo Industries. We know them as the Templars. As the enemy. We've been fighting them for thousands of years. Even longer if you believe the stories of their origins. I do. After all, I've seen the truth. That's the beauty and the horror of the Animus. A device that allows us to enter and experience the lives of our ancestors. It holds the power to change everything, to show us history the way it really happened. Up until its creation, to the victor went the spoils, went the truth. We're trying to fix that, to free minds and bodies both. But there's only so much that we can do, and the Templars have the upper hand these days. But something larger than the Assassins and Templars is approaching, bigger than all of us. And if we can't find a way to stop it, these next few weeks will probably be our last. Everyone's last. In the end, it all comes down to him. To Desmond. Through the Animus, he discovered his heritage, explored the lives of his ancestors, and uncovered their secrets. When that was done, he trained. He used another ancestor to provide decades of experience in the span of a few days. It worked. We think. We hope. Soon, though, soon we'll know. That ominous date fast approaches, December 21st, 2012. None of us knows what it'll bring, only that this is where they want us to be. When it does. They've been guiding us in their own fractured, frustrating way. These voices from the first civilization, the ones who came before, a precursor race of immense power and uncertain motives. They're the ones who made the Pieces of Eden. This is where they've led him, and through him, us. He stands at the entrance to this long-lost place, armed with the knowledge of Altair and the abilities of Ezio. He holds in his hands the Apple of Eden, and we stand at his side, ready to support him however we can. His name is Desmond Miles, and he has brought us to the end.
kind of awkward that after that beautiful trailer, though, you do get this awkward silent truck ride. Please do understand it's a loading screen.
We're here. Let's go.
I love that, the no hope right there with the keyhole for the apple. Some nice foreshadowing.
In another moment, down went Alice after it, never once considering how in the world she was to get out again.
I think we're here.
I think that, quite honestly, one of the biggest reasons this game is, I'm going to say this game is my favorite in the series, is the strong connections between each parts of the game's narrative. Between the historical section, the modern day narrative, and the first civilization. We learn so much of each. It's all told in beautiful ways and in beautiful places. Beautiful sound to accompany it and beautiful music to accompany that sound.
You must find the key.
Son?
Sir. Here we go again.
Desmond?
Do you hear us?
Yeah. What happened?
The temple triggered a bleeding effect. You collapsed and entered into a fugue state.
So naturally, you dropped me into the Animus instead of, I don't know, making sure I was okay?
You weren't in any danger. Besides, the temple appeared to be communicating with you, and I didn't want to risk severing the connection. At least not until we knew what it wanted.
Right. Of course.
Son,
No, it's fine. I get it. And I know what I'm looking for, by the way. It's a key. Just no idea where it is, though. Guess that's why she triggered the bleeding effect.
She?
Juno, Dad. She's talking to me.
Okay, Desmond. While you were, visiting Constantinople, we picked up a software update for the Animus. I'd like to run a couple of quick tests, make sure there aren't any major issues.
All right. What do you need me to do?
We'll start simple.
There
Watch
it
the
is.
marker over there.
For some reason I thought I was in a glitch. I didn't remember that part being something. Oh, I love AC3. Oh, most of the time. Excuse me while I glitch out there. I was about to say everything feels so smooth and creamy, and then it,
Okay, Desmond.
you know,
Let's practice
didn't.
climbing on these objects.
However, I do find the navigation compared to even the Ezio trilogy to be significantly superior. I do think they managed to improve on a number of things with Black Flag. I think that just Unity ended up with a world that was so complex that you ended up with a lot of glitches in the free running. A lot of issues where certain objects weren't correctly coded. And you ended up with stutters and getting stuck on things. Not that that never happened in AC games.
That's
I'll be
a
uploading some
constraint.
clips from
These are optional objectives
Revelations
that
out of
raise your
stream.
synchronization rate. All right, Desmond.
Beautiful
Follow
stuff
the
where I just
on-screen
fell right
instructions
through the
and
map.
Kill the 2 Templars.
Can you loot this guy? No. Okay. Can I grab his musket? Nope.
All you have to do here is jump the gap.
I actually really enjoyed that they put this in because it teaches you about the changes that happen in the parkour system. Perhaps Unity could have used something like this because Unity's parkour did change, and a lot of people kind of went just back to running like they did in the AC, or in the Ezio trilogy and in AC1, where they'd hold right trigger and A.
Should be able to build the world. Time to find out what the temple wants from you.
So I'm probably just going to be streaming Sequence 1 tonight just because it's a little late. I was trying to finish off some of the Revelations stuff.
Everything all right, sir?
Yes, fine. I'm just preoccupied, that's all.
Don't forget your invitation. Master Birch will be meeting you inside.
Thank you.
Where shall I retrieve you once you're done?
Front of the Opera House. And be quick about it. Don't expect to be here long.
I'll bring her round at once.
Invitation, please. Shall I take your coat, sir?
Hatham took harpsichord and made it awesome. I didn't like harpsichord until Hatham made it
You
cool.
are requested to kindly find your seats.
He tends to take a solemn view of anyone who gets too close.
Good evening, sir. This way, please.
My apologies.
Well, most of the time harpsichord is awesome, with if it's involved. with Haytham, but right there it just wasn't necessarily.
Evening, Haytham.
Reginald?
I can't tell you how happy I was to hear they'd mounted this revival. Gay's best work by far. Have you seen it before?
Once. My father brought me here as a child. Though I remember little of it. I don't suppose tonight will afford me the luxury of a proper viewing either.
No, I'm afraid it won't. On to business then. Do you see him?
So that's a reference to Edward's death. Now, the interesting thing is obviously, you know, that AC3 was made before AC4. It was also made before AC4's lore was conceived. And so, it was up to AC3's companion novel to fill in the blanks. Haytham was brought to this theater as a child, shortly before his father Edward was killed by Templars. Now, of course, after that, they decided to make Edward into a protagonist. After Oliver Bowden had already written him in in a novel where he died quite unspectacularly. It's unfortunate, because Edward could take on an army, but he died from a couple of guys that should not have been able to take him down. Obviously, it's just narrative for narrative's sake. That's just the way the story was written. I love these little details right here, you know, the couple making out in the opera box, and some people chatting among themselves. Just little things. AC3's got a lot of these things. I think Unity has a lot of these too. It's the little details that really fill out the world and often get underappreciated.
Without dispute, she is a fine woman. 'Twas to her I was obliged for my education. And to say a bold word, she hath trained up more young fellows.
You know, that everyone feels like they're doing something. They tried to do that, for instance, with Brotherhood, and I was just taking note of it the other day as I was streaming. I didn't say anything about it. Probably ought to have. I think it was when I was following Nicoletto, or is that his name? Cesare's assassin. And as I was following him, and we were on horseback, you know, we were startling a bunch of people in the crowd, and I noticed that there were like 4 parasols and 3 apples on the ground in this one little crowd. I'm like, hey, they tried to make it so the crowd were doing things, and the crowd felt alive, but they all just suddenly drop their stuff and don't even react to that, and then just keep on walking. It's stuff like that that makes the crowd feel dead, and I'm not saying that AC3 is better in that aspect, but I seem to remember people doing more and more interesting things. I can never remember where anything is in any of these menus because they're all different throughout all the games.
Burning.
Haytham. You should have come to me. We would have found another way. Yes. But then you would have known. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. As am I.
So we don't get a lot of context in that scene. I can't even remember all the details from the Forsaken novel at that. We don't get a lot of details in that scene. And I don't think Forsaken novel even does a good job of filling them in, from what I remember. But, obviously at this point they had to keep the big reveal with Haytham a secret. I guess if this is your first time watching, I won't say anything. It's a 5-year-old game, so I'm not going to be too careful about spoilers. But I guess I'll try and be a little hush on that one. I spoiled this one for myself before the game came out, and I had huge regrets in regards to learning Haytham's twist before beginning the game.
In the upper balconies.
Here's an example of excellent harpsichord. It's not, you know, the primary instrument right here, but the harpsichord provides some excellent percussion to what's going on with the rest of the music. And then it has its own little swell here in a little bit. Haytham certainly does a good job of making harpsichords seem pretty cool. Escape in Style, the track is called on the soundtrack. Or is it Escaping in Style? It's something like that. Very appropriate to Haytham. I love that. He just kind of keeps his head down as he's walking through the crowds. Here comes the harpsichord. I won't leave just yet. Not yet, not yet, not yet. There it is. Anyway, it's cool. Thank you, Haytham, for that.
And how was the opera?
Rather dull, truth be told.
Shall we be off then?
Aye. To Fleet and Bride.
By your command.
Fascinating. Gentlemen, I hold in my hand a key. And if this book is to be believed, it will open the doors of a storehouse built by those who came before.
Ah, yes. Those who ruled, reigned, and vanished from the world. Do we know what it is that to be held within?
It could contain certain knowledge. Perhaps a weapon, or something as yet unknown, unfathomable in its construction and purpose. It could be any of these things, or none of them. They are still an enigma, these precursors. But of one thing I am certain. Whatever waits behind those doors shall prove a great boon to us all.
Or our enemies, should they find it first.
They won't. You've seen to that.
I assume you know where this storehouse is?
Ah, Mr. Harrison.
Gentlemen.
How fare your calculations?
I believe the site lies somewhere within this region.
That's a lot of ground to cover.
My apologies. Were that I could be more accurate.
That's all right. It suffices for a start. And that is why we've called you here, Master Kenway.
I wonder how they found
We'd like for you
the
to travel
location
to
of the
America,
site.
locate the storehouse, and take possession of its contents.
I'm yours to command. Although a job of this magnitude will require more than just myself.
Of course. Upon this paper are the names of 5 men sympathetic to our cause. Each is also uniquely suited to aid you in your endeavor. With them at your side, you'll want for nothing.
Well, then I'd best be on my way.
I knew our faith in you was not misplaced. We've booked you passage to Boston. Your ship leaves at dawn. Go forth, Haytham, and bring honor to us all.
That line right there always makes me think of the Disney movie Mulan. You bring honor to us all, or whatever. However it goes, I don't know how it goes.
All on the board.
share my jolly
All on the ball and the old man is a growling. All on the ball and the ball in the house.
That's such a wonderful taste of the sea shanties that would make sailing across the Caribbean significantly better.
A moment to talk?
Ah, a fellow Londoner. Good to see I'm not the only man of means aboard. Rupert Martin, pleased to meet you.
Haytham Kenway. Pleasure.
Seems we picked an excellent time to leave the city.
Oh?
You didn't hear about the murder at the Opera House?
No. What happened?
They're still trying to sort it all out. And I suspect they'll be at it for a good long while.
Any word on the motive?
They've ruled out robbery, so perhaps it was a business arrangement gone sour. Or something more personal, more lurid. Who knows? But I am glad to be away from it. The city grows more dangerous by the day.
Good morning, Doctor.
To you as well.
A question, if I may. Do you serve aboard the ship, or are you simply taking passage?
A bit of both, actually. I've been commissioned by the Royal Navy to study maritime illness. I'll be observing the crew during the journey. We have found that sailors fare far better on the open seas than the rest of us. I hope to discover why that is.
Well, I hope you are successful in your endeavors.
As do I. Thank you for the kind word.
I wonder why that is, then, if sailors do, if that observation is true. I wonder why it would be that sailors fare better on the open seas than those who are not. I mean, assuming they're used to it. How does he mean fare better? Is he referring just to seasickness or scurvy or what? I don't know. I don't know. Now, this game, while not as beautiful as Black Flag, certainly wowed me in 2012 with those water effects. Sun glistening out there. It's just absolutely beautiful.
Captain?
Mr. Kenway.
I just wanted to thank you again for taking me aboard, and apologize for any inconvenience it may have caused.
Inconvenience would be an understatement.
I'm sorry, I don't follow.
My ship was held in port for 2 days that we might accommodate you. I lost several contracts as a result.
I had no idea.
Of course not. You nobles are all the same.
It's lucky he can speak to nobles that way, even.
And then all will be well.
You sure about that?
Of course. Have I ever led you astray?
Nah. Though you don't sit right with the others.
Have faith, my friend. You'll see.
Well, well. Seems our esteemed guest has deigned to grace us with his presence. You might want to head back to your quarters. Top deck's no place for tender parnells.
So I thought. And yet here you are.
Fancy yourself a joker, eh? Let's see how funny you find this.
That's enough, Graves.
Stay out of this.
Anoint him with the oil of gladness already. I want my money.
Listen to this, Hector. Thinks he can swagger on up here and declare himself king of the castle.
Please, fellas, call this off. If the captain sees us...
To hell with the captain. And to hell with you, Mills. Whose side you on, anyway?
I'm ready to go again if you are.
This is unwise.
Why is that? You think I'm afraid of you?
No. But you should be.
Oh, that cutting wit. Yes, Haytham is a great character, and yes, I know a lot of people especially hate Haytham. I mean, there's like two camps. There's people that hate that Haytham took up almost half the game because they think he's a better character, or because they want Connor to have more screen time. And you got people who hate Haytham. Sorry, that hate that Haytham only got half the game because they hate Connor. and it's especially, you know, by contrast, they prefer Haven or whatever.
What's the meaning of this?
Truth be told, I think they're both great characters.
Explain
The one
yourself
family,
at once,
it's one
Mr.
story.
These
It
folk
was
were
important
simply
to have
passing
both
the
of them.
time with a bit of sport, Captain.
How about you pass the time by doing your goddamn jobs instead? I wasn't aware I was paying you to loll about. A word, please, Mr. Kenway.
Oh, I nearly forgot. There's your knife back.
They're very different
I don't
characters.
care for you, Mr. Kenway. I've had nothing but trouble since you came aboard.
Your problems have nothing to do with me.
I beg your pardon?
You're a poor leader, ill-tempered and cruel, and it's clear your crew has no respect for you.
Look, I don't want to... In fact, I need a favor.
Oh, this is rich.
I suspect some of the men intend to mutiny.
Really? What a surprise.
As I cannot trust any of them, I am compelled to turn to you.
And why should I help you?
Because if they do intend to betray, I'm the only hope you have of reaching America alive. Well, what will it be?
If what you say is true, what other choice do I have?
Thank you.
But let me be clear. Should you ever dare to insult or threaten me again, I'll not hesitate but to cut off your head myself. Are we understood? Excellent. Good day.
It's now as we get into AC3 that we get into a whole lot more of the performance capture in the series, and I absolutely love it. I mean, just that tiny, terrified shake of the head of the captain there. Just fantastic.
Hello, sir.
Do you expect we'll have a pleasant crossing?
It is a quiet time of year, though rogue storms and troubled waters are not unheard of. But no need to fret. At worst, they'll prove an inconvenience. I'm more concerned about pirates and rogue privateers.
Have you encountered them before?
Aye. But the Providence is a strong ship, and her crew well trained. They will surely keep us safe.
Mr. Kenway.
Captain?
Whatever they're up to, I believe it's coming to a head.
I'd best get to work.
He's cut our rations again. Claims we're not provisioned. You looking for another fight? That it? Go away.
Quite the basting you gave Graves and Quill.
Wasn't by choice.
Aye. Blockheads, the both of them. Where are my manners? Louis Mills. Pleased to meet you.
Hatham Kenway.
So, should I be watching my back?
I think the boys learned their lesson. They're normally not so nasty. Honest, it's just the past few crossings have been a bit rough.
Oh?
Captain's trying to cut costs. Reduced rations, lower wages, more dangerous cargo. It's put the crew on edge.
Is there cause for concern, then?
Not if I can help it. But the captain needs to think about the way he treats his men.
Nice polka, guys.
I got nothing to say to you.
What a lovely fellow.
You there. I have some questions for you.
That's nice, but I ain't got time to gossip. Probably wouldn't have anything useful to share anyway. You want information? Try the cook or the doctor. Everyone's always chatting them up.
Won't be serving for another couple hours. Some biscuits in the barrel if you're desperate.
Actually, I've come with a question.
What's that?
Have any of the men been acting strange recently? Said anything that struck you as out of the ordinary?
The boys cry about the rations, as if there's anything I can do about it. But beyond that, I ain't heard much. My advice? Go find James. His ears are always open.
And where might I find him?
Right behind you, actually. He's the one sitting on the barrel.
Are you James?
Aye.
Haytham Kenway. Pleased to meet you.
I know who you are.
I was hoping you could answer some questions.
I figured as much, but not here. Follow me. So, what do you want to know?
Have you seen or heard anything out of the ordinary since we left port? Anything that gives cause for concern?
Some of the men have been gathering at night on the upper deck. I've only caught bits of their conversations, so I couldn't say for certain what they're up to. But I suspect it bodes ill.
Is it a mutiny they're planning?
All I know is they've little love for the captain. Mills has been trying to talk him down, but there's only so much one man can do.
Thank you for the information.
I only wish to see us reach the colonies alive.
Ooh. I do love this game, but it is getting late around here. I think we will be done after sequence 1.
How are things?
Calm and quiet. Just the way I like it.
Did we already have this
What
conversation
brings you
with this guy?
topside?
Thought I'd wander a bit. Stretch my legs. That's all.
Take care where you tread. The deck hides all manner of danger in the dark.
No.
What was that?
No, we didn't.
Someone's throwing cargo overboard. But why?
He's a shifty fella. Won't hardly take his hat off. Keeps his face in too, so we can't see him watching.
Quiet! Here he comes. Make like you're working.
I think those guys were totally talking about Haytham. This hat. He never takes off.
Again. Claims we're not provisioned for such luxury.
It's not right that you should feast on lamb. We're stuck with tinned fish and biscuits.
Curious.
Most curious.
I mean, look at that water. That is gorgeous. Nobody's gonna tell me otherwise.
Any news?
Each night it's the same. I scout one area, and they drop the painted barrels from another. I'm going to need to recruit an extra pair of eyes. Maybe James or Mills.
Why are they doing this?
Near as I can tell, the barrels serve as markers. They're leaving a trail. My fear is it's only a matter of time before whoever's following it...
Ship sighted aft! She's making ready to fire!
Beat to quarters, men! Ready the... Brace! Everybody down! A warning shot! Seems they don't mean to sink us, but board us instead! Man the cannons! Make ready to fight! I want you below decks!
Why? Let me help you secure the ship.
Do you know how to rig a sail? To load a cannon? To wage war at sea? I didn't think so. Now return to your cabin, or do I need to have you escorted?
No, he doesn't know how to do those things, but it won't take his son long to learn.
Secure the hatch!
Haytham.
Have you been topside? A ship's appeared and means to board us. It's strange. There's no sign of mutiny aboard. Doesn't make sense.
Ah, but it does.
What do you mean?
Did you think you could escape from London so easily after what you did at the Opera? That we wouldn't notice? That we wouldn't follow?
So that's what this is about.
So, Mills doesn't
Surrender,
get being an
and I
assassin.
will
He's
see
supposed
that
to have
you
this
are treated with
conversation
honor.
after
If you wish to treat me
Haytham
with
is
honor,
dead.
give me a sword.
Are you sure this is how you want to play it?
Told you to stay below decks.
I did as you asked. Only Mills was there waiting for me. He's the one that drew that ship here. There was no mutiny, only him.
What do they want?
Me.
Then they can have you.
Is that so?
You'll catch us anyway. There's nothing to be done.
I can think of something.
You wish us to sail into the storm?
It's our only chance.
I won't do it.
Then I will.
All right, all right.
I love the helmsman looking on. He's like, hey, what? What's going on back there, guys? A naval chase scene would not be complete without a storm.
We need those ropes secured! I told you this was madness.
On yourself. I'll fix your sail for you.
Batten down the hatches!
foremast! James! To the mainmast with you!
Batten down the hatches!
Oh, there, I almost fell right in the ocean. I don't know what was going on there.
Thank you.
What on earth are those? That just tack?
Make ready for our arrival, men!
Arrival? I see no land, only this interminable fog.
The gulls tell us all we need to know. Climb into the crow's nest and you'll see.
I'm going to go ahead and end right there. We are on sequence 2. It is late here. I'm going to go to bed and get some sleep. I've done 3 live streams today. I think that's sufficient for the day, but oh man, I can't wait to get back and stream some more AC3 with you guys tomorrow. Thanks to those that showed up for the stream. Thank you to those who will watch later on YouTube. I appreciate your support. I appreciate also your subscriptions, your following, and your likes and comments. As always, remember, just have fun.